Okay, so here we're planning experiments to study what I'm calling now TLR signal regulation, because as it turns out, we all know that we recently discovered that there are two types of T1 B cells, some that have TLR7 and some that have TLR9. But just talking to Art Krieg, and he was reconfirming that everybody knows TLR7 signaling is regulated. And it made me think of this title and try to explain how TLR9 signaling is regulated. TLR7 signaling is regulated. We know, and everybody has shown, that interferon beta, without interferon beta, if you signal through TLR7, you don't get much activity. And why is that? Because interferon beta turns on IRF7, and then IRF7 is necessary for TLR7 signaling. The twist is IRF7 also binds to the interferon beta enhanceosome along with TLR3, IRF3. But TLR3 is it. But anyway, IRF3 and 7 bind to the interferon beta enhanceosome and produce, and that makes interferon beta. But so first you needed the constitutive interferon beta, a little bit of interferon beta, to turn on IRF7. Then when you signal through TLR7, you make more interferon beta. But without interferon beta to begin with, TLR7 doesn't work. So you can see this is first, and TLR7 signaling is the second. So what we're going to do is do an experiment where we stimulate B cells with TLR7 signaling, which, by the way, there's no good inhibitors of TLR7 or 9 specific. So you got to signal and then block with some global thing like plaquenil or some other. All these inhibitors are not specific, but the stimulus is specific. So the specific stimulus for TLR7 is ubiquimod or CL264. We can use that, and the endogenous thing is single-stranded RNA or poly-IC, I guess. No, that's over there. But the one thing it made me think about was when you think of the regulation. I'll talk about it in a second. DNase2 knockout mice have increased TLR9 signaling. I was thinking, well, then RNase knockout mice or deficient mice would have increased TLR7 signaling. And now the question comes up is what RNase is specific for this endosome? I don't know. We could look at that, but maybe see if you'd expect that those RNase knockout, the specific one in that endosome, that would not get any autoantibodies, anti-double-stranded DNA autoantibodies. That should prevent lupus. If it's knocked out, it'll make it worse because it wouldn't degrade it. So that's another, area to think about. Now, over here you see the other TLR7 signaling regulation. Same thing. It's now got an endosome. We think the expression of TLR7 and 9 are segregated in B cells. So some B cells express more TLR7, less 9, others the other way around. So this is the one at the single cell level where TLR9 is high in this cell. And this cell now, the signal for TLR9 that's very relatively specific is CpG. But interestingly, we know that, thinking that endogenous DNA must be able to signal because DNase2A knockout mice, you don't have to signal in CpG, they just have more TLR9 signaling because, they don't degrade DNA. Similar to the RNA knockout mice, but we don't know which RNase it is. So now the problem becomes, how does this work next? And we first found that if you have the TLR9 pathway, these are the, T1, TLR9 subpopulation of T1 B cells, they also have high levels of these our DNA signaling, nucleic acid DNA sensitive molecules, RIG1, NDA5, ZPP1, those kinds of things are high in these cells. And somehow we think they must stimulate to get this going through NF-kappa B and IRF3 and 7, but NF-kappa B is essential. But now we're looking at some papers that show that TLR9 signaling appears to go through another pathway that may be an inhibitory pathway. This is an activation pathway. This may be an inhibitory pathway, and that's through FOXO3A, and that needs to be phosphorylated, remember, 30 or 40 minutes after CpG signaling. this phosphorylation is up. That activates FOXP3, which is the common transcription pattern found in all regulatory cells. And then from there, that activates IL-10, or probably TGF-beta, or maybe TGF-beta promotes that. And at the same time, this one paper we're just looking at, that FOXP3 inhibits, blocks FLIP. It's not clear from that paper, but it's somehow through FLIP, which regulates apoptosis, you get probably decreased apoptosis and survival. So there'd be two competing pathways, one through DNA sensing and NF-kappa B that could lead to inflammatory, versus one through FOXO3A, phosphorylation, FOXP3, that leads to an inhibitory effect. We think this pathway, well, it could be either way, but this may occur if you get a viral infection. But in autoimmunity, it seems as though the TLR9 knockout mice is antagonistic, or no, TLR9 knockout mice with intact TLR7 have increased autoimmunity. So the TLR9 pathway is antagonistic to normally to this pathway. So we think the normal pathway in uninfected humans, or normal situation, is that this pathway should be inhibitory. So we think this pathway should be functioning. And maybe defects in this pathway, because you're asking what goes wrong in DHC2 mice. So maybe it's some defect in this pathway so they're not as inhibitory, and increase in this pathway. So that's it. TLR9 signal regulation involves two separate TLRs operating in two different B cells, and development pathways that they look like this for the TLR7 B cell versus TLR9, which actually turns out to be more complicated because it can be both, it can be both inflammatory or non-inflammatory. So that's a simplified version.
Okay. What about you three are too
Okay,
far
that's
apart?
A simplified.
Right.
Jenny is now going to go through the more advanced version of this, because that was way too simplified.
Okay, I cannot put all three together, so I have to look back and
So
forth.
Wei Sin is going to do some wonderful Western blots
Yeah.
using the new system to look at the square boxes, the phospho3A phosphorylation, NF-kappa B phosphorylation, and that's all the square boxes. Some, of course, we can look at other ones. And then Jenny is going to do some wonderful flow looking at reporter mice, the infield beta reporter, the Fox. Well, we don't need a reporter. FOXP3 is this works. We showed that here. We know that works with them. Oh yeah, we got the reporter too. Yeah, okay. So either way, and then IL-10, we got the reporter for that. So we're going to unravel all this in normal and autoimmune mice and in people.
Okay,
Okay, so.
good.